Greetings to all my friends on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video will be seen and shared. It is SaleenDriver once again, or if you know me as Dane, it's me again, coming to you with another SaleenDriver Rants video. Another in my series of videos where we go over pro and college team names and see how they're offensive to the legion, or somewhat legion, of the woke. You know who you are, woke people. You're those people who are literally offended by everything. I mean, you're offended by bottled water, you know. You're offended by cars. You're offended by sports team names. You're offended by statues of long dead people who did nothing ever to hurt you. You're offended by video games. You're offended by everything. You know, I don't know what would be the definition of the perfect world for the woke, but knowing what I know about them and what they are offended by, I don't think I want to live in it. I think I want to go to Mars. But that's neither here nor there for the purposes of this discussion. Today we're going to go over the teams from the Big 12. Another one of the college football conferences. They all have teams. They all have team names. And almost all of them are offensive. In fact, looking at my list, they're all offensive in one way or another to the woke. Now, the Big 12, or as I like to refer to them as the Small 12, is not divided into any divisions. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 teams in the Big 12. There's 14 teams in the Big 10 and 10 teams in the Big 12. You people have problems. You know, you mostly suck at football compared to the SEC, which we all know is the best conference. And you can't even name your conferences right. So you might want to fix that at the very least. But let's go over the teams one by one and see how these team names can be offensive to the woke. Not to me, but to the woke. Going in alphabetical order, first we have the Baylor Bears. Well, Bears. I mean, you've heard this on other videos before, so you can say it. You can almost say it with me. Bears are an aggressor animal. We can't have aggression. Toxic male masculinity and aggression is forbidden in the age of woke. It's all about the pajama boys and the soy boys and the beta males sitting in mommy's basement, with the pale white skin, playing the video games and eating the hot pockets, and we can't have toxic masculinity anymore. So any team with an aggressive animal name is going to offend the woke, and of course you can't use animal imagery for profit. Because that's going to offend the animal rights activists who are almost always socialists and hate capitalism and profit anyway. And of course, the exploitation of animals is absolutely forbidden. By the way, if you notice my neck, I keep turning and rubbing my neck. I have a chronically sore neck, so it's not like I have Tourette's, or anything like that. No offense to those people. I mean, you're dealing with a very bad disease, but it's not what I have. I have a sore neck. Iowa State Cyclones. Shout out to my friend Jeff, who is a photographer for the Iowa State Cyclones, even though he's an Alabama fan. Shout out to you, sir. Well, Cyclone's a violent storm, and violent storms can trigger people who have been victims of acts of Mother Nature. So we don't want to trigger anybody. We don't want to make anybody upset. Oh, God. Can't do that. So gonna have to change that name, folks. Don't know what to, but I don't know. Yes, there is a dog barking in the background. It's not my dog. It's somebody walking their dog outside. Kansas Jayhawks. Well, people from Kansas have been referred to forever as Jayhawkers. So Kansas took the name Jayhawks as the name of their team. So I guess if you don't like people from Kansas, which I don't know why, I've met many people from Kansas. They seem to be perfectly normal, well-adjusted Midwesterners and fine people. But maybe you don't like well-adjusted Midwesterners. You see them as hayseeds and hicks. So maybe the team name Jayhawks would trigger you. But I'm really actually going to, in my own opinion, I'm going to give Kansas a pass. Keep the name. Kansas State Wildcats, however, can't keep your name. Wildcats, aggressive animal, cat. Animal, fine, furry, feathered friend. You can't use their imagery for profit. It's offensive to the animal rights people. Oklahoma Sooners. This is not really a trash talking video, but they're offensive to people who expect good college football to be played when you get to the college football playoffs and the Final Four teams. We haven't gotten that out of the Oklahoma Sooners ever, so they're kind of offensive to people who like good college football at the playoff level. But never mind that. Sooners refer to the participants of the Great Land Run of 1889. Yes, I did research that. And that was people running across the country side, grabbing up parcels of land, which ostensibly belonged to the Native Americans who weren't there anymore. And of course, Sooners is, Cowboys and, the big covered wagons rolling west across the plain. And allegedly that will offend the Native Americans. I don't know if it does or it doesn't. But the woke says it does, so Oklahoma's going to have to change literally everything about their football team. Mascot and get rid of that covered wagon, which keeps tipping over and hurting people. Going to have to fix that, guys. This is not up to me to fix this stuff, by the way. This is up to the universities. So the universities will probably get committees put together of all these woke students. Pry them out of their mommy's basement and into the sunlight where they might burst into flame, and get them into a conference room where hopefully the flames will go out and fix this stuff. But not up to me. Oklahoma State Cowboys. Well, come on, guys. That's obvious. Cowboys. We know Cowboys were murdering, gun-toting, evil white men riding across the plain on horseback, robbing and pillaging and doing all kinds of horrible things to everyone around them. Except they didn't, for the most part. But never mind that. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story and your feelings. So we can't have the image of a cowboy. That'll offend the Native Americans. That'll offend the people who weren't cowboys. That'll offend literally everyone who wasn't a cowboy, I guess, or was allegedly a victim of a cowboy. So, and also cowboys, don't they round up herds of cattle to be taken to market to be slaughtered for meat? Well, the veggies will hate that, so my God, we can't offend the veggies. And that brings me to the next team, the Texas Longhorns. Sorry. The Texas Longhorns. They're back. Texas Longhorns are back. Back to losing 5 games a year. Well, the Longhorn, that's going to offend the animal rights folks because you're using an animal for imagery of an animal for profit, but you're also, in the case of the Texas Longhorns, they actually have a Texas Longhorn. I think its name is Bevo, Bevo. I think it's Bevo. And after a touchdown or some such nonsense, they run him around the field. They've got him roped up, and they've got big guys pulling on the ropes, and they run the poor animal around the field in celebration of a touchdown. You can't do that. You're exploiting that poor animal. Can't have that. Also, it's a cow. Isn't that a beef cow? I think. Do they use Texas Longhorns for beef? I think they do. That's going to offend the veggies. You know, they see this big cow, and we see dinner, and they see, poison. Whatever. Let's see. Moving on to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The mascot is a masked rider with guns running up and down the field. Guns up. Bang, bang. Not a very good team, but, kind of a fun thing to watch with the, Red Raider running around the field after a score. But he's got guns. The horror. Guns. Oh my God. You gun rights. You anti-gun people you're just silly. It's a tool. I'm not gonna go into that. I'll make a separate video of that someday. If I thought I could get away with it on YouTube, I would make the video. But the video I have in mind, I couldn't. YouTube would never let it stand. So maybe I'll try it anyway. But that's another story. TCU Horned Frog. Well, I've seen horned frogs. They look fairly inoffensive. I wouldn't want to pick one up and hug it, because it's a horned frog. It's got horns, but it is an animal. And your imagery, using the imagery of that animal, is for profit, and that will offend the animal rights people. So you're going to have to change that. I don't know to what, but something. And finally, in the Big 12, we have the West Virginia, or the Virginia Mountaineers. Well, Mountaineers are pioneer white guys with muskets running around. The gun haters are going to hate it. The Native Americans are going to hate it. The animal lovers are going to hate it because they were hunting and trapping. Just about everybody, really. Everybody that the woke cares about are going to be offended by the imagery of a mountaineer. So they're going to have to change that. So there you go. I've laid out the problems with all the team names in the Big 12. Only one gets a pass, the Kansas Jayhawks. They're named after the people's nickname for the state of Kansas, Jayhawkers. I don't know how you could find that to be offensive, but I'm sure somebody will figure it out and let me know. But for now, that's it. I've laid out the case of why 9 out of 10 of these teams have offensive names. Now it's up to the universities to fix this. So that's it. If you like the video, and remember this video is to be taken as humor. I was not out to offend. I was not out to make anyone angry. I'm sure I did anyway. But that's on you. I'm not responsible for your feelings. If you like the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Comments, questions, and suggestions down below in the comments area. If you have suggestions for new team names for any of these teams or anything like that, I'd love to hear them. I've gotten a few already. They're kind of amusing. If you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe. First of all, welcome, of course. Please click the subscribe button. Let's grow this channel, shall we? Click the bell icon next to that so that when I upload new material, you are alerted. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope it made you laugh. Got one more video after this one for this series, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you later.